we are talking about Escape the Undertaker tonight. Escape the Undertaker is a new Netflix, a WWE Studios production. And it stars, the Undertaker. What's it? Mark Calloway? Is it Mark Calloway? And it stars The New Day, Big E, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston. And essentially, what we're going to do here is we're going to, as Willie fixes my microphone, doing a fantastic job, by the way. Thank you. We're going to go through it's a choose-your-own-adventure style Netflix movie. And we are going to go through our own experiences in helping the New Day escape the Undertaker. And I guess the plot is, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not 100% clear on the plot, because you go to the Undertaker's mansion, which is just like the actual Undertaker, like Mark Calloway's house, it seems, with the Undertaker logo on it.
The outside, I think it's Vince's house.
Is it? Okay.
I'm sure
it may
of that.
be Undertaker's house, though.
It might actually be Undertaker's house.
He's probably got a lot of money.
It's probably Undertaker's house, and they just threw the Undertaker logo on it and put some like cauldrons and stuff.
So if you're not a wrestling fan, these are all wrestlers, and WWE is a wrestling company. I mean, I think at least people know that much, but
most folks, even who don't know wrestling, I think probably know who the Undertaker is if he's mentioned.
And the New Day are a group of guys. They talk about the power of positivity. They're
like an upbeat kind of like just like a happy, pleasant, like nice group of guys. They're always good guys.
Yes,
you kind of root for them because like they usually are played as underdogs in a lot of ways.
And Big E, who is a character in this movie, Big E Langston is the world champion right now. I believe. Yeah. So
pretty cool. The plot is that they want to get the Undertaker's urn because they need to add it to the power of positivity, and then they'll be unbeatable.
Yes.
The power of the urn.
Their thing is that the New Day believe in the power of positivity.
Yes. And so the urn, if they combine it with the power of positivity, then they can take over the wrestling world, I guess. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, that's the plot. And the Undertaker doesn't like that. He says the urn feeds off of the good in people, and because the New Day are good, he wants to feed the urn.
So Undertaker's the bad guy in this.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this is Ministry of Darkness Undertaker.
Very much so, yeah. Except bald. He shaved his head for this. We'll get to that later.
No, he's got long hair at the end.
No,
right?
He not in the when I picked Rest in Peace at the end, he took his hat off.
Was he bald?
He was bald. Maybe he had hair in the back. Maybe he was party in the back, but in front,
he was skullet.
He was shaved.
He had long hair during the fight at the end. The barn fight.
I swear when he took it, because I remember going, he's bald.
All right, fair enough.
And I'm like, I got to get back to work. All right, Willie. We're going to go through our own experiences. I want you to start. What was your experience like with Escape the Undertaker?
Sure, and I don't remember every choice that pops up, but I'll kind of give you the basic gist of what my experience was. So I did right away. They're like, "You want to play the movie or no?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll play it."
Yeah, so it not only gives you the play button at the beginning, but it basically asks you, like, are you sure you want to play this? I think it says, like, get ready to click.
I was nervous.
Yeah, and it asks you, like, do you want to?
Because I thought, like, is this Netflix saying, like, you sure? But no, I chose to enter the house or whatever it is. I went in there, and they give you an option of whether you want to go. There's a few different options. You can go up the stairs and follow the mysterious voice that's calling out for Kofi. You can go in the basement where the fog is coming up. And must I say, the New Day guys are fun. They're a ton of fun in this.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Yeah, they're really good.
And Undertaker plays his part well, but those guys rule in this movie.
If you made a full like feature-length horror movie with these three dudes, just playing themselves, I'd watch it in a heartbeat. Yeah. Give me a ghost hunting show with these three dudes. Yeah. It'd be the best. Yeah. Anyway. Or you can go follow some sort of Halloween USA purple strobe lights with Big E, so you can make a choice. Which New Day member do you want to kind of follow? I chose Xavier Woods because I find him very funny to me. Yeah, he's just a funny guy. They're all really funny guys, but like he, for whatever reason, so I took him down to the basement. He followed the fog down there, and he saw a mysterious symbol on a door in the basement, and then he heard his friends calling for help, and he ran back upstairs. in the main hallway to see that Big E was strapped to a chair of some sort, and his soul was being sucked into the urn. And there was like an hourglass thing that's pouring his liquid soul.
Yeah.
And Undertaker pops up and he's like, I'm going to take Big E's soul if you can't, find the key to unlock the urn. And they see there's symbols on the urn. And Kofi's like, hey, I saw the symbol upstairs. And Xavier Woods like, hey, I saw the symbol downstairs. And it says, where do you want to go? Again, right? And I'm like, I'm going downstairs. Because I know there was a symbol down there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what Kofi saw. I know what I saw with my own two eyes. So I went downstairs.
Uh-huh.
Not that I don't trust Kofi, but I mean...
Well, I'm gonna put this out there right now. I don't trust Kofi because he, any viewer of WWE knows he lied about being Jamaican for years.
Exactly. He could lie about a symbol. So... went back downstairs and he wound up in a morgue. And there's a fun joke about like who has a morgue in their house, and like because like he's the Undertaker. Like,
yes,
that's fun.
And there's a fun little Easter egg for wrestling fans where Isaac Yankem,
delightful, is on a slab.
Yes, who is Kane. Maybe people are more familiar with Kane. Played Isaac Yankem.
Yeah, the character of Kane is the Undertaker's brother, and the same guy who wrestled as Kane, Glenn Jacobs, started off his WWF career. No, he started off as Fake Diesel, but he started off his main kind of run of his career as Isaac Yankem DDS, who was a dentist gimmick.
A dentist. A couple quick questions for you here.
Evidently, the Undertaker killed Isaac Yankem.
So he's killed Isaac Yankem. He's not doing a good job of disposing of the body.
No,
I assume it's because he was around the mid '90s.
That thing's got to be right.
The other thing too with that is, he seems to be that he's a working Undertaker. So he's got a part-time job as an Undertaker. Not only as a wrestler, but maybe that's where he makes his cash. I just read an article today that like people that work from home are doing. They're doing a couple things now. They're having sex a lot more at home. Like they're having a lot of sex while they work from home.
Okay,
and they are also they're doing their side hustle. Like they're working like a second job while they work from home.
Yeah. So,
I
think you're right because I've seen a lot of friends on Facebook and stuff that all of a sudden I'm noticing they're starting up. They're becoming a bit of entrepreneurial,
right?
And I'm going, you doing this on your time? I don't really care. Good for them.
The way the article wrote it's probably like a Forbes article or something.
Yeah.
Like where I'm supposed to am I supposed to think this is bad that people are getting laid all the time?
Do it. It's awesome. Yeah. What do we? People are getting laid and paid, baby. Let's go.
Well, these corporations are made. What am I supposed to feel bad for these giant corporations? I don't care.
Yeah. If they're doing their job, they're probably going to keep it. So
I was going to say.
I don't care.
So anyway, Taker is having sex and being an Undertaker in his spare time. Apparently.
Yeah. Right. Of course.
While he works from home.
Yeah.
Because he does have a home office at this movie. But.
Absolutely. It's a nice setup too. But yeah, they're down there in the basement, and they see the key, and Xavier Woods is like, "Hey, I'm gonna get the key," but the fog is coming out. And there's some fun, goofy stuff with like, "I'm not touching Undertaker's fog," because it's kind of like his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to choose whether or not to stay with Big E and Kofi or to join Xavier in the fog. And I was like, I'm gonna be bold. I'm going for that key. So I'm going to get in the fog. And I went in the fog. Undertaker comes up out of the ground and pulls Xavier Woods down into the depths somewhere. And punches him a few times and says, "Do you trust your friends?" And then throws him out of a door. And he's back in the main hall again with his buddies. And they put the key in, and it doesn't work. And Undertaker's like, "Yo, you need a second key." So it makes a lot of sense, right? Because we saw there was another door. So anyway, then we go upstairs, get the second key. When you go upstairs, I got the option of whether or not I could take the power bottle. The vial of power. I'm like, I'm taking that.
Obviously.
Kind of dummy leaves that behind. So took that.
What do the new they say? Don't you dare be sour. Clap your hands and feel the power.
So I'm like, you need the power.
Yes. Yeah. They say it in the
thing.
Introduction.
In their shtick. Yeah. So I grabbed the power, unlocked the urn, and Big E got unsoul sucked, which is good. And then they're going to go take the urn, and Undertaker's like, "Yo, you got to face your fear if you're going to take the urn." Undertaker's a lot like Shang Tsung in this. He's sucking souls, and he's talking about facing fears and stuff. Anyway, and and you can choose whose sphere you want to face.
Shang Tsung didn't have a hat, did he?
No, I don't think so. Okay. No, it's too bad. He'd probably like the hat though. I like to think Mark Calloway, the man behind the Undertaker, watched a lot of Mortal Kombat '96 or '95 or whatever it is.
Right.
He did. He watched that movie. Anyway, so I wound up going with Kofi this time, mixed it up a little bit. And Kofi's fear was that he wasn't good enough.
Oh, I wanted to know because I did not pick Kofi's fear. So
he started seeing video clips of Vince McMahon telling him he's a B+ player and stuff.
Ooh, a little reality in this this fat boy.
I'm serious. Vince is in it, and
I hope he got royalties here.
I hope so. Oh, I'm sure he paid himself.
He needs more money. Vince needs more money.
Yeah, he sure does. He's not getting any younger, you know.
Oh God, have you seen him lately?
No, is it bad?
It's just weird. It's weird seeing.
It's weird seeing him old. We'll talk offline.
He doesn't like. I don't want to say he looks back. He just looks old, and it's just weird seeing. Vince
we'll talk
McMahon.
offline about something. But I recently saw somebody who I haven't seen in a long time, and they look a lot different, older, you know. And
ooh, now I'm super intrigued.
And it reminded me of the Vince thing where I was like, I'm used to this person.
Someone in your personal life?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Now I need to know. But, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Anyway, so I chose Kofi. Kofi had to face his fear, which was Vince being kind of a dick to him and a little bit racist, maybe. And I get to choose. Am I gonna take the urn because there's a voice saying, "Kofi, just take the urn."
Right.
Or do I silence the haters? Was the other choice, and I said I'm going to silence these fucking haters.
First of all, this podcast loves silence. You and I love silencing the haters.
I live by that.
We live our truth and we silence the haters.
Damn
That's
straight.
what we do.
So Kofi picks up the TV with Vince on it, and he chucks it in the ground, and he's like, "Fuck off, Vince." And then he wakes up, and he's in a coffin, and they pop out, and they're in a barn. I assume it's Taker's barn, and he's hammering nails into something. He does live in Texas, so yeah. He's hammering some nails into something, I think, or making nails. I don't know. He's doing something. And he's like, "You got to fight me." So they fight him, and I had Big E attack first because I'm like, Big E's the biggest of the bunch. He could maybe do some damage, you know, chip away at Taker so the other guys can take him out, you know.
Yeah.
But Taker's shooting lightning. He's getting suspended on cables like Ian McKellen and X-Men.
There are a couple of shots of his face where he's like grunting.
You can tell he's in pain.
He kind of looks like he's on the toilet, and he's like grunting. And I was just laughing, so cackling with laughter.
It was so funny. He looks so uncomfortable a couple times. Anyway, so he's shooting lightning. They're hitting him with all manners of farming, you know, sledgehammers and I guess just wheels that are laying around in the barn. I don't know what people keep in their barns. You're from northern Michigan. What do people keep in barns?
I didn't have a barn.
I'm just joking. I just want to.
But what do they people keep in the barn?
You've been to barn parties. You've been from. Come on.
Oh yeah, I've been to barn parties because I remember one time someone took us in a barn. His barn is haunted, and I think someone was just like sitting outside, like messing with it. But you get a lot of you get farm equipment. You get like a hoe. You get like a
yeah. You hit Taker with a hoe. That's what you do. You hit him with a hoe, and then Big E was the last man standing, and it's like, do you want to take the urn or destroy the urn? I'm like, this shit's trying to tear our friends apart. I'm going to destroy it. And he pulls out the vial of power, and he drinks it, and he's able to destroy the urn, and the New Day escapes, and they're happy, and everything's great. And Taker even gives you a little round of applause at the end and says, "Good job, you survived." It was pretty sweet.
He does actually give you a round of applause.
He does. Gives you a little clap. A slow clap. He's a dead guy, but, you know, it was nice. It was fun, man. I had a good time. How did yours differ from mine? It sounds like it was probably pretty similar then.
For the most part, pretty similar. So, yeah, they run you through the urn, and they show you some clips from Undertaker wrestling and stuff, and in his glory days, I guess. And then it says, "Get ready to click." So it does prompt you early.
It does.
Yeah. And then it asks, So the thing
you want to play this, or
it says, it asks if are you ready to wield my urn, and you get, "I'm ready," or "I'm too scared." So if you pick "I'm too scared," it just cuts to the credits.
It does.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's good for the kids. But I picked, of course, "I'm ready to wield the urn."
Yeah. Come on.
It has a nice option where it gives you the option to undo your last choice. The thing is,
if you pause, you can. Yeah.
Did you watch this on TV?
Yeah,
on TV. I watched it on a tablet, so it like sticks. It's like it sits on the screen for a lot of it.
Okay.
So this is his spooky mansion. You're in the Undertaker's spooky mansion. We talked about it. There's nothing evil that feeds off the good. They introduce something. Oh yeah, they show up at his house. Anyway, they split up Yeah, and
Who'd you go with?
They present you with your next choice. Yeah, so you get to follow whispers, follow fog, or follow lights. I picked follow lights, which is Big E. Mm-hmm. So he's in a room, and a little bit of foreshadowing here. He's in a room with a bunch of title belts, and he is the champion now. So and spiders in like a big tower like thing with a bunch of symbols on it. But the spiders is also a nice bit of foreshadowing as well. So now I picked Big E. Now he's in a room.
You're a Big E fan?
I love Big E.
Great.
Yes, I do. Yeah. I think Big E's fantastic. I've been a big fan of the years. It's about damn time that he's gotten the credit he deserves. So he's in a room and he's with Taker's throne. So this is a throne that apparently Taker's.
Does he have a throne? He never had a throne.
No,
Triple H
had
the throne thing.
Yeah. When they were feuding, though, did Taker come out with a
throne? He didn't have a throne. This is silly. But I mean, Taker would have a throne, to be fair. But there's not a precedent for this.
No, so it's in his it's like in a room in his apartment, his mansion. That's when he like gets divorced. When Taker gets divorced and he's gonna move in, the wife gets the house.
What if it was like this was like a 3-minute video, and there's one choice: go into Taker's apartment or not. And then you went in and he's like, "You want a beer? Do you want a beer or not?"
His wife got the mansion, and he gets a small part of the mansion. He calls his apartment.
He gets an apartment above the barn, the loft. Okay.
Yeah, it's just filled with filled with Modelo's.
We've each had a couple beers. We're doing good.
So Big E sees the Taker throne, and what's the first thing anybody does when you go? I gotta sit in this throne,
dude. You just recently played Resident Evil 4, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever finish?
Yeah, I finished 4.
Yeah. Do you remember the scene where you walk up and you see Sadler's throne?
Yeah.
And you can sit in it? You sat in it.
When you see a throne, if you don't sit in it, you're a moron. I'm just going to put
dumb.
that.
Anyway.
If anybody listening sees a throne,
sit in it. Unless there's like some sort of like thing blocking you, like it's like a museum throne, maybe don't do that. That's probably not good. If you see a throne that is accessible,
if there's nobody around,
if no one's there, if you're like night security,
I mean, what's the worst? The throne's not going to break under you. This is the throne.
Do you think a single security guy that works at anywhere with like any sort of historical artifacts hasn't sat in a throne at some point?
No, you have to.
Yeah.
If you don't, you should be fired.
I know somebody who works at somewhere.
Tell me off air.
Yeah.
So Big E thinks the same thing we're thinking, and he sits at the throne. And the entire time, though, I'm screaming like I would do that too, but I'm screaming at him like this is a bad idea.
Yeah, it's not good. No.
Because the thing I didn't mention here is Taker has he has like a kind of like a bat cave where he has a wall of screens, like a wall of video monitors.
He's like a bookie. He's watching all the games.
He's got the games on. So he's watching Big E on one screen, and he's got the Notre Dame game on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Taker's got stuff to do, man.
Yeah, he's got
a life.
Yeah, he's got Nebraska on the under, so he's got to watch, and so he's watching these things. The funniest thing about it is he doesn't know who the New Day are, so he's
going to research them. What a dick!
He watches a bunch of much like myself. He doesn't keep a close eye on the current WWE. product.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
So it's just like I don't know who these guys are. They look like wrestlers.
I think I've seen one of these nerds backstage before.
So anyway, Big E sits on the throne, and that's when those supernatural wrist bindings come down. They lock him in the chair.
With purple light.
Yep, and that's kind of where he loses his soul, and he kind of passes out.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I like the part where he pukes purple goo.
Yeah, he poops like purple goos all over. So Kofi and Xavier appear. They help you, and then they take you to where the urn is. So all three are together. There is an explanation for that, at least.
Yeah.
And that's where we get to the key part. The next choice I had was search upstairs or downstairs. And the whole time is Big E's like, oh, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good because he doesn't have his soul. And this is Xavier. And like I said, this is where I didn't pick Kofi. Because Xavier wants to go downstairs, Kofi wants to go upstairs.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not trusting Kofi. The Jamaican liar.
Jafaican.
So you're downstairs now, and the spooky morgue. We talked about that, and then you get the choice. Now, did you follow Xavier into the fog, or did you stay there?
I followed him into the fog.
Me too, and that's where you get.
He falls into like some sort of pit of despair.
Yes. So, Where are we? He drags him into the basement. He starts beating him up.
Yeah, Taker punches him a few times.
But like Taker, he's like disappearing and reappearing. So he's like teleportation powers here.
Yeah, he's like Jason in the Friday the 13th game. He can just like morph in and out of stuff.
He's hitting.
He's doing a slasher thing.
He's hitting the stalk button or whatever. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, this is where he starts planting your seeds. He asks if the New Day are actually friends, or maybe if they want the urn for themselves. Like maybe Kofi wants it so he can become champion again, or maybe Xavier wants it so he can do his thing.
So he can have more streaming shows,
so more video game shows. Maybe he can get his friends back who left him to go do their own streaming.
Yeah,
things. Maybe the power is he can do Twitch.
he can use Twitch still.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. The urn will grant me the power to use Twitch.
So the next choice here is to keep searching for the other half of the key or bust out the urn like Big E wants. I choose to keep searching for the key. Then we get into Taker's library. A lot of books there.
A well-read gentleman. A taxidermied crocodile.
Yeah, that's a big part of this. So there's a gator or something. It's like a stuffed gator, and it's got something in its jaws.
The key.
Yep.
Yeah, no, they hint at that because they show you a painting. They linger on a painting earlier.
Very Resident Evil-like.
Very much so. And there's a guy stuffing a key in the crocodile's mouth, so you're like, aha. I know, yeah.
So Kofi finds it's like the back. Basically, Taker's mansion is like Bruce Wayne's mansion, only.
Yeah.
I guess a little more Satan-y. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kofi finds a secret passageway by pulling a book down. And you get your next choice. Stay in the library or follow Kofi. Did you stay in the library?
I did. I did not follow Kofi.
So I did follow Kofi. Good. We diverged here.
How'd it go?
So we're in the secret passageway with Kofi now. It's Taker's lair. He's still got his camera. Oh, God. I'm so happy I did this. So Paul Bearer shows up. There are video parts of Paul Bearer, and he's like screaming at you, doing the Paul Bearer voice. And he goes, "Oh, no. And he doesn't say Kofi, but he's just like, the Undertaker is here. Paul Bearer used to be his manager. Sorry, I've made myself cough again with that Paul Bearer impression. So he's screaming, and you're in his lair, and then your next choice is face Undertaker or flee. And because I'm the brave soul that I am, I said, I ain't getting out of here. I want to see Undertaker.
He faced him.
So the Undertaker comes in, and he's got a plate in front of him. So we've interrupted the Undertaker's lunch.
Oh, he's eating.
He's got a sandwich, and at first, like,
you're kidding me.
From a distance, you see it, and it looks like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Sensible choice.
But then you get closer, and I'm like, no, it's on white bread too. I would assume like Wonder Bread, and so like you look closer, and you're like, oh, it's got meat in it. Maybe it's a turkey sandwich. Maybe it kind of looks like a turkey. But then it gets like a close-up shot of it, and it's basically corned beef. But what they're implying is that Taker's eating like human remains.
Oh my God. Oh my God!
We've interrupted. He's pissed, and who could blame him? He's on his break. He's just got done with his sex break. He's got his side hustle. Yeah, he's eating
some leftover Isaac Yankum.
Yes.
Wow.
He's just finished up. I don't know, laying some bets down, and he comes back with a sandwich, and Kofi's there. So he's mad, and he punches you. He knocks you to the ground. And you're defeated. And I thought, oh, crap. Do I have to restart this whole damn thing over? But it gives you a choice. It says, the urn would like to give you another try. So essentially you start back with Big E and Xavier, and you get the choice to either flee with them so they can get out of there, or you can search the alligator. So then I searched the alligator.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. So they see that Kofi is gone. They go back to the room with where you have to put the key in. And then all of a sudden, like, Kofi is just kind of back, I think. Or like he crawls back. I don't even remember how Kofi...
Okay, so I can tell you what... I'll talk about it a little bit when you wrap up, but Nikki messed around with options and stuff on this tonight, and I kind of watched her doing it.
Yeah.
If you flee from Taker instead of facing Taker in his Saw-esque video monitor room, you miss the sandwich, which is very sad. I never saw the sandwich. But that's where Kofi climbs through the heat vents, the air ducts, to get away.
Okay.
And he makes a joke. He does a John McClane impression as he's climbing through the air vents, because he goes, come on over to Taker's place, steal the urn. turn. Have some laughs.
Oh man,
yeah,
that's
it's
good.
pretty sweet.
That's
and then
good.
he comes out of the vent into the main hall again. That's where you saw him, I think.
Yeah,
it just doesn't make a lot of sense from what you had because
that's fantastic though.
Yeah.
Oh man, good.
So
stuff.
you got the sandwich, I got the
This makes you want to go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
And
I got the Die Hard.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my wife run through this one time.
But then go,
hey,
hey,
this
Flea.
weekend I'm going to sit down with her and maybe I'll just be like, hey.
Yeah, Nikki was having fun with it. Yeah, it's a good time.
So they combine the keys. Everybody's back together. Taker's still watching from his compound, lazy as hell, but he's super angry. They turn the key. Big E gets his soul back, and this is when you get to choose your deepest, darkest fears. I chose Big E's fear.
All right, tell me about Big E's fear.
So now Big E, all of a sudden it cuts to him, and I swear to God, it looks like a Saw movie. It's like a glass enclosure that's around his head, and part of me was just like, oh man, maybe he's seen Saw,
Yeah, it's like Luke from Gilmore Girls. He has a glass thing, right?
Yeah. What do they do to Luke in that?
They fill it with water, and he winds up taking a pen and
that's right,
so he can breathe through the hole in his throat.
Because I couldn't remember the particulars, but I'm like, man, like maybe Big E's seen Saw too many times that like this is his biggest fear is like to be trapped by Jigsaw.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
And who would be? Or maybe he's maybe this is gonna cut to him in like the bear trap mask. But anyway, I didn't know how dark this was gonna get. It's a glass. Yeah. It's Saw trap. But he's afraid of spiders. So right. What happens is Taker comes out and he does his Taker thing and he makes a bunch of spiders appear. Now, the thing is, these aren't real furry spiders. They're just kind of like normal spiders. They weren't super scary spiders. I'm not gonna lie. Well, it depends on what kind of.
But I guess if you're scared of spiders, then
yeah,
any
spider. It's kind of like me with snakes. Like it could be a rattlesnake, it could be a gar snake. I don't care.
Yeah, if it's this big, you're like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. I remember. I was up north a little while ago, and we were next to Lake Michigan, and there was just a little snake out in front of her. I'm like, fuck this.
Bye.
See you later. So Undertaker comes and he wants you to join him. He's like, leave the New Day. Those guys are suckers. Join me. I have the power of Satan on my side. You can just hang out, eat human remains with me on your lunch break. So your next choice here is join the Undertaker or stay positive. Mm-hmm. And I say, no, Taker, I'm going to stay positive.
Good.
So
Good.
Big E, he uses the power of positivity. He says, spiders are my friends too. So a very nice message for the kids here too. Like, don't just kill animals.
It's beautiful.
Do you kill spiders? I'm putting you on the spot here because I have before.
Okay, it depends, right? So if they are upstairs, yes. If they're down here, as long as they don't look like demon spawn, I leave them alone. Because this is okay for them if they can be down here in the basement. I allow them.
Okay,
this is their space.
Right,
it's plenty of square footage. If they venture up top, all bets are off. Now, mind you, I have, depending on the severity of said spider, size, scary factor,
right.
I have even upstairs. If I can reasonably catch it and let it out, I will do that.
Right.
But most of the time, they're decent size enough to where I go, shouldn't have come up here.
Yeah, that's kind of so. We're in similar boat. So I'm the same way. If it's because like upstairs is my bedroom, so in my wife's bedroom too. It also depends on the time of day because sometimes it's a natural reaction where, especially with mosquitoes, are the ones where I'm just like, dead.
Oh yeah, they gotta go.
Yeah, because
and I'll be fully upfront. Centipedes.
Yeah.
If I see one, it's gone. There's no. I don't care where it is. It must be destroyed. I can't handle centipede. I can't do it.
If I can, I will try to.
I'm looking around right now. I'm getting nervous.
I will catch a spider. Like I'll try to get it on a piece of tissue and throw it out the door or out a window. But it's also kind of like if I'm upstairs, if my wife and I are in bed and like a spider shows up in the bedroom,
it's gotta go.
And my wife is screaming like, I'm sorry, buddy. Like you can't be up here.
You screwed up.
You got to die. But luckily, like I'm a believer in reincarnation, so that spider will be fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Next life.
No, it's gotta go.
Yes.
I mean, like that's the thing is like there are if you enter my bubble,
yep,
we've got problems.
Yeah, I will do my best, but at some point, I just have a.
I got to draw a line.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's like spiders are my friend.
Gotta have a code, right?
Yeah. Spiders are my friend too, and he chooses to stay positive, and then he wakes up with the other New Day members, and they're in a trio of coffins.
In the coffins, yep.
So Taker
in the barn, yeah.
He asks you if So you picked the. So the next choice was the Big E attack, the Xavier charge, or the Kofi kick. What did you pick?
Big E.
I picked the Kofi kick.
Okay.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, no, the Big E thing didn't work. I don't think any of those are going to work.
It all leads to Taker like charging his lightning bolts and stuff. So yeah, we're the same thing then. The next choice is to grab the urn or destroy it. I chose, like you, to destroy it. So Big E grabs the power vial, the sledgehammer, the return. So yeah, the only other thing is Taker claps for me. I thought he took off his head at the end.
Maybe, I don't know,
at the end, and wins bald. But
so we both got happy endings.
We both got yes. We are an hour and 20 minutes into this episode.
I can't believe this.
I did not think we would go this.
I will briefly go through some of the trial and error endings that Nikki managed to get.
Perfect. Please do. Because I only did it once.
Sure. As far as I can tell, there's good. There's the best ending, which is the one where you destroy the urn and make it out, which we got.
Yes.
There's the good ending, which is if you don't grab the power vial, or if you try to destroy the urn or grab the urn earlier, and it transports the New Day outside, and they run off in the woods together, safe, but the urn is still exists. So that's like the good ending, but not the best,
Right.
Then there are 3 bad endings. Okay. And as far as I can tell, you get these by deciding, depending on what you decide during the fear segments of the 3 New Day members. So if for instance, as Big E, if you choose to have Taker let you out of the spider trap.
So if you're like, I want to join you, Taker.
Yeah, I'll join you. He instantly turns Big E into a zombified servant of his, who hangs out, and he's just standing around in the morgue with Isaac Yankem.
Oh my god!
With glowing purple eyes.
Fantastic.
And he's like, Big E is mine now.
So Big E could do his bidding.
Yes, he's like a zombie like guy.
Taker's getting up there in age. Like he could bring.
He could be like, Big E, I need to wrestle.
Very much a Dr. Caligari situation where he's like,
Exactly. With Kofi, if you choose to take the urn instead of silence the haters, the urn possesses him, and he says, Kofi, join your fellow druids in the underworld and do my bidding. And then his eyes glow purple, and Kofi wanders off with weird druids into some sort of, like, it looks like the ending of what's the Fulci movie? The Beyond. It looks like the end of, like, where they're like wandering into like the wasteland together.
What?
Kind of. Don't get too excited, but it kind of like that. With Xavier Woods, he's like Xavier Woods' fear. We checked that out. Has to do with getting buried alive in a coffin.
Very scary.
Right. And so Taker's like, if you join me, I'll let you out of the coffin. And so if you choose to join him, he goes, there will come a time in our final battle where you will betray your friends. You'll understand when to do it. And so, like, during the barn fight when they're all fighting and stuff, he looks at Xavier Woods and he goes, Woods, now is the time. Join the darkness. Yeah. And then Xavier Woods' eyes turn purple, and he knocks out Kofi and Big E, and they drag their bodies off together. Yeah, so as far as I can tell, there's 5 possible endings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I think. There could be more.
I want to watch the Beyond ending now. But
the Kofi, choose to take the urn as Kofi during his fear segment, and he'll wander off with some druids into the darkness.
Much like William Castle, I will, when I have my wife Amy watch it, I will nudge her along.
Manipulate her into,
Take that one.
Yes.
Take that one.
Well, and you also want to see the Kofi Die Hard reference too.
Yes.
Anyway,
right.
Wow.
So, final thoughts on this.
It's a lot of fun. Honestly.
I had so much fun.
It's a blast. I was hoping it would be. It's a blast. Like, is it great? Nick, no, it's not. But it's a lot of fun.
Cheesy as hell. So this is the type
But
of...
it's not taking itself seriously either.
Without getting like too wrestling nerdy here, this is the kind of stuff that when WWE hits right, they hit right for me. And it's like that cheesy level of... because I like all sorts of different styles of wrestling, but when WWE does their WWE thing, I really like it. In this,
the Boneyard match and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
this stuff when it hits for me, like I do really like it. And this is as far as like the WWE, like this is the kind of stuff I love to see.
Yeah,
from them and the reason I think that is because when I was a kid, I would have absolutely adored this movie.
Loved it.
Like this would have been my favorite thing ever because I would have been a big fan of. I would have been a big fan of the New Day as a kid. So I guess I will not recommend this for anybody. But if you have kids that are into wrestling, or if you're just looking for a fun time to just screw around, I had a blast with this. Yeah,
I thought it was a ton of fun. So
yeah.